Welcome. This is Stephanie with Growing from the Woodpile, and today I will be pulling plants out, my GreenStalk, replenishing the soil, but I am not going to take the tiers down because that is tough work without help. So I'm mixing up some dirt here, and let's see, I've mixed up some dirt here. Just want to slightly wet it down. Don't want that spray. One of these days I'll find a nozzle that works. So I want to slightly wet it down because there's peat moss in here. What I've put in here is peat moss, vermiculite, worm castings, and then I went to a local nursery / farmer's market where they sell soil in bulk, and I bought their gardening soil, which they say is clay and sand and topsoil and compost. So I think you could get all of that from potting soil, but mostly you just want to amend your soil here. So I'm just wetting down the peat moss because I've heard it has like a water retention or doesn't allow water to always soak in. So I want to wet this down quite a bit, and let me wet it down one more time and I'll show you some of the stuff I stuck in it. I do think I want to go back and put some also granular amendments in it. I am planning on putting cabbage and bok choy and filling these up full of some of those type of things. I kind of want to save my garden space to plant corn. Yeah, I know it's crazy, planting corn. So let's walk over here. See down here. Some of the stuff tripped on a stick. This is my garden area that got hit by monsoon, so I will be picking that up later today. But this is the vermiculite down in there, and I do have a little bit of perlite that I think I will throw in there too. I bought perlite only because I couldn't get vermiculite and it doesn't have the same properties. So, here's some worm castings I threw in there, worm glow. Just what it had in my nursery, and some of the peat moss that's in there. And I think while I'm at it, back in there is some alfalfa pellets. Excuse the reach and the bad view as I get those. So I'm gonna throw some of those in there. Learned that off of Rustic Gardener. He has lots of tips on how to fertilize and not break the bank. So I'll throw about 3 of these in there to amend, help slowly break down and amend the soil. And I know I should do garden cleanup, but the weather's so nice I want to plant. The weather here in Mesa, Arizona, which is in Phoenix, so I just poured those in, is nice right now. So I'm just going to pour some of this in. It's a 563. I say that like I know what that means. I don't. But I'm just going to pour some of this in. And I haven't really amended this. I've had the GreenStalks about a year now. To recap, peat moss, vermiculite, compost, the topsoil or / potting mix that you could buy from your nursery, some alfalfa pellets, and that's just rose food, which was a 563. And I'm stirring it all together. I'm going to pull some plants out of these. I'll probably try to get the tripod out to do that because the chest mounted camera, well, makes everyone sick. So I'm just gonna get a bigger shovel, and this is not the bigger shovel. Stir this all together. So I stirred it up and I looked over and I saw some of these potting buckets that are empty. So I decided to throw those in there too. If I don't use them in the GreenStalks, I do have a bed that I need to amend to start planting in. And I have these little green specks in there, so I think that's another type of fertilizer or potting soil I must have used at the time. So I'm going to stir this in. Ooh, that has a nice sewer smell. It must have been getting too much water. But I'm going to stir that in, and then we'll start pulling plants out. But we see in here, I'll put my gloves back on. Don't have my... Oh, hello little bee coming to the basil plant. I like you, but you can go away. So I'm going to come in here, pull out any old plants. I think that was a chamomile. So sad. By the time it was doing something, got hot and died. I'm going to come in here and pull out any existing plants. And then the soil is nice and wet from the rare rain we get here in Phoenix. Probably need to move my wheelbarrow closer. Got everything all stirred up. Alright, getting it a little bit closer. Right there. So what I'm doing is putting the spent plants in there so I can attempt to compost. And then turn this here. I'm going to fill it in with new dirt and packing it up even with the pocket. And I'm just going to keep going around. I should probably pull this one out. Yeah, it's hard to pull plants out. He's nothing but a pollinator for the bees, but I have lots of pollinator for the bees. So his stem is a little bit hard to get out. He's been in there. Oop, he popped the top off the GreenStalk. So I'm just going to pull him over here and then get his dirt back into this dirt. Oh, those were green onions. I didn't see them. I interplanted with green onions. So I am going to grab these green onions, see if I can put them back in another spot. There's 4 of them. They've been 5. They've been troopers making it so far through this heat. So I will attempt to replant them somewhere if I remember. I will put them right here in the top of the GreenStalk, which is a dangerous spot, but I live dangerously. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep going. I'll keep filming. I just don't know how much you'll see with me bending around so much. Just want to attempt to get these all planted with something today. And I'm going to put these tags in here. So I'm just going to keep going. I am going to leave this lemon basil. I've been making lemon tea, and it's been yummy, and using the flowers is okay for that. Probably should go get my hori on some of these, but I'm not. So again, I'm just kind of loosening up the soil as I go so they're not so compact. Don't like how dirty they get, but when I wet them down with the new seeds, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. These green onions are from last fall, and I keep harvesting from them. Well, obviously not them, but some of them. So I'm just going to leave them be for now. And, alright, let's just keep on going. Oh, the sage died. I thought they were more heat tolerant than they are. But honestly, I never used or learned to use the sage. So, if I'm gonna buy sage again, I need to learn to use it. It was just a pretty tricolored plant. It was green with some white leaves. I guess you call that variegated. Shaking the dirt off. Stirring it in, because I don't want just that dirt back. I want some of the good yummy stuff to go back in there. This is a milkweed, and I've read up on it. Probably should cut it back. I guess they said that it can get some type of... First of all, we don't really get monarchs here, but the rare chance that we do, if you let... Ooh, you kind of gone all over the place, haven't you? What are you? Oh, you're a lemon basil. You are like a bee balm that I never use. Do I pull it? Do I not? Do I pull it? Do I not? It's so done. I did grow it from seed. Maybe I'll trim it back. Let me go get some scissors. So I'm going to trim him back. And then if he lives, he gets to live. But I'll probably interplant something in there just to cover my bases. Because they say not to cut back a certain percentage of a plant or it's not going to live. So I don't think he's going to live, but that's okay. He is kind of invasive. He's made its way over to this lemon basil. And what are you? Nope, he's lemon basil too. And I planted those too early, but I said I wouldn't plant lemon basil again, but I will, just for the tea factor. I'm a big soda drinker. I'm embarrassed to say it. I drink Mountain Dew Zero, Mountain Dew Zero Major Melon, Mountain Dew Zero Spark, and I dilute it with the lemon balm, or not lemon balm, the lemon basil tea. I learned that I didn't learn how to make my concoction off of Roots and Refuge, but she makes a bunch of tea, so out of basil, and that's where I saw that. So I will keep doing that, feeling like I'm balancing out the bad effects of my Mountain Dew drinking. At least for me, I'll feel better. Not that it's really balancing it out, but I mean, it has to do some good. It's better than drinking straight Mountain Dew all the time. I do detox off of Mountain Dew once or twice a year, and then I end up going back. So I'm gonna get a little stool down here to sit on, and my stool has a dirty bucket, so I don't want that one. Oh my goodness, I do need to clean up all the trees and stuff in here, but it is what it is. So just keep going down, and really I've only stayed on one side of the GreenStalk. And now that I'm sitting, my mixture is far away. This right here was a Mamma Mia, and it has struggled its whole life. I unfortunately am going to pull out this basil plant. Oh, how many do I have of those? This was the loose leaf basil, lettuce leaf basil. I said I was saving it for seeds, but how many do I really need to save for seeds? And I had planted him way too early in his life. Oh, why am I pulling these out? It's because they came out easily. So I'm only going to keep one of those basils. So we'll decide in the end which one gets to stay. I can't give a good opinion on the growing peppers in here because those I put them in the fall and they've never got much bigger than what they are. Some of them actually died. So I'm going to hold off on probably planting something that big again. But I know people have great pepper production in these. I can't remember her name. I watch her channel. I think it's Rainbow Gardens. Look that dirty. See, I would love just to trim off the brown parts of the onions, but leave them alone, Stephanie. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Oh, another lemon basil. All right, so I'm just gonna keep working down on this. I'm probably going to pause for a little bit. So one, I can listen to music, and two, you're not just watching the ground while I try to fill these plants. All right. I'll get back to you when I move over to the other GreenStalk. It has a couple different things. Garden Key number 2 has joined me. Well, I've got the second GreenStalk done, and then I actually have way too much soil mixed up, even though they will be going into other beds to amend. I started just kind of, hold off you. This Swiss chard has been a trooper and has made it through the summer. And I'm not even sure if I should have planted that many in there. There's 2 in there. I think there probably should have only been 1. Okay, sorry. So, like this basil plant, I went in through there and supplemented some soil on top. These green onions up here, I did the same. They have lasted on the top tier as hot as it is. And then this right here, I did not plant tomato in here. This was a volunteer in the top tier, and I let him stay. And he's making it, so he gets to stay. But I'm getting ready to plant, and I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm gonna plant these in the top, these little tiers. I should have done some research. I didn't. Either they live or they don't. I know I did chard over here, and there's 2 chard plants in this little one. So I am still gonna plant 2, but I'm planting 2 because one in case one dies, and then I should probably pull out the other one if they both live. I am a little scared planting so early that it will dry out. I will be here for the next couple of days to water these in, and then I have to rely on my son and my husband, and they do a good job watering the tower. I just don't know if I can get them to at least sprinkle the tower too. But I will be here doing that the next couple of days. So hopefully they will live. They want to live. So I'm just, you can see, I use the burp, 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 burp. Yeah, I'll do that in a different spot. You can't see it over there. And just slightly covering them up. Okay. I got 4 chards. 4 chards is enough. I don't use chard a whole lot. I also ran out of plant tags and I didn't clean my other ones. I do have a video somewhere showing chard. I need to rate better because this really blends and bleeds, I should say. Oh, I already spelled that wrong. Hard. And, oh, so I was saying I have a video on how to reuse your plant tags. And I haven't got around to cleaning them. And I should. So, chard. Alright. Don't know if I can plant some of this bok choy stuff in these smaller ones, but I'm going to. And I would think if you can plant one head of lettuce, you can plant one baby bok choy, right? Sprouts in 5 to 10 days. Well, that makes me a little nervous, but there's heat down here. So, those are little baby seeds. I'm just gonna kind of, where am I at here? Rough up the soil. I'm gonna plant that many in there. Hopefully one of them will live. Just kind of stirring the dirt a little bit and patting down. And right on the label. What was that? That was baby bok choy. It's pak choy. Pak choy. Alright, I'm gonna keep going and get this planted up, and then I'm gonna come back and spray it down. Well, I got it mostly planted, then I ran out of sticks to label them. But broccoli, arabi, cabbage, and kohlrabi, got them all in. The water is, the soil is pretty damp from me wetting it to plant. So I don't think I'm going to wet the seeds, but I'll come back this evening and show you how I wet them down again, because I want to keep these moist. Got them all planted in here. More broccolis and cabbages, and I'm going to try to give these bottom tiers a go on bigger things. Toi choy, bok choy, poi choy. I know I'm saying those all wrong. Please forgive me. Some chard up in these upper sections. It's like I just need to put something in the things, in the buckets, even though I may not use them, but I will find people that do use them. I do also want to, when I water them in, spray down the plants that got dirt on them. And her garden kitty, she lost her collar and didn't know how to find it for her, huh? Yeah. But thank you for learning and growing with Woodpile, where things are getting planted. So I took a little break. It is now, 5 in the afternoon, and I have a couple more spots I need to plant. I got these 2 upper ones here. Again, I am gonna, this is my little seedling tray that had little, and I have planted things in it. It goes in it, but I like to use it as my tray that comes outside. I pull the seeds I'm going to plant. Now I'm trying to, I don't know if I can, plant this toi choy and baby bok choy in these upper tiers. I didn't do the research. I'm just kind of going for it. So what I do is I pull what I'm going to plant, and in the top, since there's no water in it, I just kind of use it as my little tray right there. And I'm going to plant 2 of them in here. Let's see, let's do this one. So I kind of even the dirt out. And I'm going to do 2 little holes, and come in here. So it does say plant space 18 inches, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how big they get. So we'll see. We'll see if I can plant these. Pour some in my hand. Take about, I'll do like 2 seeds in each spot. Here. Put them in the hole. Lightly cover them up. Put the extra seeds back in here. Grab my little makeshift plant tag. That was Toy Choy. Toy Choy. Put them in there. So let's do a bok choy at the top. Bok choy. Do 2 little holes. So it does say grows best in cool weather, so probably should have waited. Tape's not coming off as planned, but we'll see. Hopefully it cools down by the time it should be here. Okay. This was baby choy. Baby choy. Bok. Tag in. So these green onions, see how there's only a couple in there? And that says it was a blushing green onion. This is blushing. I was going to see if I pulled my green onions. I did take a lot of them to the ranch. And it says bunching, evergreen, white lesbian. I did this way because I wanted to see which ones I liked best. I don't have any of those. I was going to plant in some with them. So let's see if I can find the evergreens again. Right here, evergreen. And this one was an evergreen. I really do use a lot of green onion. Green onion. Go! Where are we going? So I'm just going to kind of rough up this dirt on the top of these and just sprinkle a few more in. I don't know, these do need a lot of watering to get them to sprout, so pushing my luck planting these. That's my hand. Just kind of sprinkle them around. Covering them up. It says an evergreen in there. So I'm going to put some more in this one. Alright. Let's see here. Sweet basil. So, see how the tomatoes kind of falling down. That's okay. It's okay. I think I've got everything that I want, and where are those white bunching? There we go. Throw some more in. I see a couple over back in here. I don't see any empty pockets. So I'm going to show how, after I get these in, I'm going to spray them down, and hopefully my son can do that for me. Okay. Pull the seed packets out. Don't think I will water the soil today. Probably should test all the soil. Rained pretty good last night. So let's see if I need to put it on a rain delay. Alright, so last step I'm going to do is, this water's hot. So I'm going to take all I get this back down to what it normally goes. Alright, this is all my remnants of what I pulled out. I'm going to take it over to my compost. Two things. I'm going to dump this in. Almost got it. Dump that in. And I'm going to run off the hot water so I can spray down the seedlings because that is hot. My goal is here to spray the seeds down and also kind of wash off the GreenStalk a little bit. So I'm spraying each pocket that I planted this seed in and wash off some of the plants that got dirty while I was planting. I should probably count how many basil plants I have in my garden. Not that oh my gosh, I love basil and I cook with it all the time. I will be planting different basils now that I know I can make lemon tea. But I do like to make pesto. It's an easy plant to grow. And since I have a hard time keeping flowers going through the summer, it is my pollinator plant too. So I think I got them all. And I'm not going to water from the top tonight because of all the rain. But I got them all wet. I'll do the other one. I will do some research on if I should have planted the baby choy and the bok choy in the upper tiers. I mean, I think if you could do Swiss chard, you should be able to do those, I would guess. But thank you for learning and growing with the woodpile, where we're just going to try things out, see if they work. Thank you. Until next time.